Hello, I'm Lynda Gratton, the author of The Shift, and I'm here to tell you something about my hopes, my aspirations, and also a little bit about the shift itself. You know, the truth is that our world is changing in such an extraordinary way, more indeed than anything since the Industrial Revolution. You see it every day. You see the world being joined up in terms of globalization. You see the rise of India and China. We see issues about carbon becoming center stage. We're thinking about demography. You know, we're living a lot longer, and our children, many of whom will live until they're over 100. And also the way that we live as a society. All these mean that what we know of work and what we know of careers has changed fundamentally. And some of the assumptions, or many of the assumptions you had in the past about what work was and how you do work, is absolutely changed. And that means that we have to think about changing our lives, changing our work, changing our careers. So this is a book that people around the world will read. It's a book that could be bought by a mother or a father for their young teenage to help them think about their careers. It's a book that graduates want to read. My MBAs are flocking to, desperate to read it. It's a book that managers will want to read, that entrepreneurs will want to read, that people who want to get into work will want to read, that people who are in their 60s will want to read. It's a real big book. And in it, I say that we have to make fundamental shifts in the way that we think about work. But rather than it being a sort of dry description of the changes, I've looked at the changes through the lens of the life of 6 people in the year 2025. A grandmother and her daughter and son living just outside Shanghai in China, with some extraordinary sort of entrepreneur. A surgeon working in Mumbai, operating almost completely virtually with colleagues in Chile and in Russia. Somebody working in Cairo, really trying to do some project-based work in IT. These are lives which are very different from the ones we have now. And to prepare for that means that we have to make a shift. We have to shift the way we think about ourselves and how we're going to create mastery and high-value jobs. We have to shift from being somebody who's highly competitive and individual to someone who's much more connected to high-value crowds and high-value networks. And finally, we have to shift the way we think about the role that money plays at work and shift to something where a meaning and experience begins to sit much more in the heart of what it is we want to work for. The Shift is my best book to date. I'm very, very excited about it. I think it's going to have a big impact, and all of the work that we're doing up to now really suggests that's going to be the case. I'm so pleased that you're going to be part of the group who are working with me on it. Thank you so much.